Hello everyone and welcome to my live reaction to the third round of the FA Cup. Of course I'm going to be keeping an eye out for my team's ball number, Preston North End number 32. But in general I'm just going to be reacting to see if there's any good matchups really that we should look out for, any good local derbies. So first ball being drawn, 36. We've got the numbers either side of me here. So Southampton drawn first against number 39, Swansea City. I don't really know who you would rather draw for like the lower league teams. Would you rather play someone down in the lower league so you can have a potential easy route to progress? But then you'll probably end up getting knocked out. That's Arsenal, Man United. That's the first good. That's a great draw. That's a really good draw. Yeah, as I was saying, I'm not really sure if you'd want a low league side to progress in the competition, or if you want to draw one of the big teams straight away, most likely get knocked out. But it's just that experience and away draw against, like, obviously Man United's already been drawn out, but like Tottenham or someone like that for the experience. I would say what I wouldn't want is to draw a team that is already in your league, because you already face them 2 times a season. It's just boring. Leyton Orient against Derby County in this matchup.
62 are Reading, taken to extra time by Hartlepool Town yesterday. They'll be at home.
Number 8.
Against Burnley.
Reading against Burnley. Yeah, I mean, Reading was a championship club not so long ago, so it would have been a championship matchup there. I suppose also as well, you don't want a team like for like a championship club. You don't want to draw like a Bournemouth or a Brentford. No disrespect to them, but if you're going to go out early, you want it to be against one of the big teams. In my opinion, you don't. It's just a waste of a draw getting like a Bournemouth or a Brentford. But we've got a Premier League matchup just gone there. Villa against West Ham. Norwich against Brighton.
Number 22.
22. That is Manchester City. Man City at home, going through a very big struggling patch at the moment. Can they have a cup run? Salford City. That's a decent one. That although you know they're probably going to get destroyed in that game, depending on what team Man City play really. But it's like you've got Manchester derby-ish really. I know it's not one of the big ones that wouldn't get spoke about, but it's it's in the Manchester region. It's a local game. It's a pretty decent draw that. Liverpool drawn at home. Who's going to be drawn here? 51. Accrington Stanley. Who are they? Wow, that's 2 big teams should be in the 4th round there. You know, 2 easy matchups against League 2 oppositions. Bristol City facing Wolverhampton Wanderers there. I was going to say that was a good fixture. Was it last season or 2 years ago? Oh, hang on, we're up next. Preston North End. We're drawn at home. Who's our opponent? 46. Charlton Athletic. Yeah, it's one of those nothing draws. Unless you're a supporter of either of those clubs, it's not one to look out for at all. But you know, it's a League 1 club. They're doing pretty well in League 1 actually. I'm pretty sure they're in the top 6 currently. But yeah, against the League 1 club, I said I wanted just anyone that's not from our league, and I got that, so I'll take that. As I was saying for the Wolves game, I want that the big one, was it last season or 2 seasons ago, where they drew West Brom. That was the big derby game, and it was a brilliant game to watch. Middlesbrough against Blackburn. That's unlucky for both those sides, both in the Championship, I'd say. Bournemouth away. for one of this team. West Brom. Again, it's one of those nothing games unless you're a fan of either of those sides. I don't think West Brom would be happy with that draw, to be honest. As I was saying, you don't want Bournemouth away. It's the just that team that's just they've just found themselves in the centre of the Premier League. I'm not a massive fan of Bournemouth, mainly because of their stadium. It's just the 10,000 capacity stadium. I mean, what is that doing in the Premier League? I have no rivalry with the club, but that's just my one thing about Bournemouth. That it's just the stadium capacity. Like, what are they doing in the Premier League? What a big draw that is for non-league side Tamworth. That I know it's a home draw, but I mean it's a good opponent. That and the big teams struggle when they go to these, especially non-league, when they go to these away sides. That's in like League Two or non-league, and the stadium isn't the big stadiums that they're used to. There is some upsets in this competition, and that's why it's so great this cup. So yeah, definitely rooting for Tamworth in that game. Sunderland doing really well in the Championship, have dropped down the last couple of weeks after drawing too many games. It's two ex-Premier League sides, both in the Championship. It could be one of those throwback games. I know they already play each other all the time, but it's you got to find something positive with these nothing draws. Leicester City's up next against QPR.
Number 5.
Brentford again. It's one of those stadiums, as I said with Bournemouth at the beginning. Bournemouth and Brentford, you just don't want to go away to that type of ground. 30 Plymouth. If I was a Plymouth fan, I'd just be annoyed with that, because you're probably going to get knocked out, and it's without you're not facing any big team. You've not got any chance of progressing through because you haven't drawn anyone in the lower leagues. It's just a waste of a game, isn't it? Coventry, Sheffield Wednesday. Two sides on the lower end of the Championship table. Again, a Championship draw. It would have been great if Sunderland was still in here for this one, Newcastle Sunderland. Apart from the beginning, Man United against Arsenal, which was drawn really early. There's been nothing big here. I mean, that's a good draw for Bromley. That's a good draw. Newcastle away. Big, it's a long distance to travel, but I mean, St James's Park, it's a very unique stadium, so I'm sure that they'll take a lot of numbers to that one. Of course, Bromley just come up from non-league, their first time in the league, and manager Andy Woodman, of course, he's the father of our goalkeeper Freddie Woodman, so wish them all the best. Oh well, I mean, Freddie played for Newcastle as well before he joined us, so that's a really big game that actually for the Woodmans. Of course, probably not for anyone else, but I only just realised that's there's something in that draw. The Woodman derby. Birmingham City.
52.
This is the Lincoln City. It's a bit of a boring draw, that one, isn't it? Birmingham City, of course, this is their first time in the FA Cup with since they got relegated as well, but with Tom Brady there as well, and the players that they've signed, way too good for League One Birmingham. Well, it's not a local derby, but Yorkshire, local game-ish. Leeds and Harrogate away as well, so it's a big game. That'll be a big game for Harrogate. Almost at the end now. We've not got the greatest of teams left, but Nottingham against Luton. Yeah, that's Luton. That would have been a relegation fight last season, Nottingham Luton. But of course, Luton got relegated and not doing the greatest in the Championship now. So yeah, I fully expect Nottingham doing really well in the Premier League now. So they've both gone completely opposite directions just since last season. So yeah, I expect Nottingham to win that one. Sheffield United in Cardiff there. Championship game. It's not big at all. Ipswich Town, Bristol Rovers. again, that they would have faced each other a load of times whilst Ipswich were in League One for all the years they were in there. But then, of course, the double promotion to the Championship in the Premier League. So it's I suppose it's not really a game that that Bristol Rovers would want. But I'm just trying to find some link. It's an old League One matchup, so it's something. And then, of course, that concludes the draw. Crystal Palace against Stockport. It's a pretty poor draw, not going to lie. The only two games really that stand out is my own game, and then, of course, Man United Arsenal, which is going to be massive. But that concludes my reaction. It wasn't the greatest at all, so yeah, fair play if you've made it to the end. But thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, please do leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you all in my next video.